she is. Beautiful. Good to see her. All right. So, this morning, this is the stuff I'm going to need. I got a measuring tape, a dry erase marker. That's what I use to mark vinyls when I'm doing them. Got the little 3M, you know, putty knife looking thing. It's going to help you get the bubbles out or whatever. I have some 70 to 80% alcohol in here. Helps clean the surface. I got a knife there to do my cutting. And I got some painter's tape, a pencil, and then, you know, some of the notes I took this morning. For instance, as you can see here, here's my Ford Performance vinyl that I'm going to be putting on. The letters are 2-inch thick, so what I did is I took the measurements of my sun visor, which is in width it's 7 inches, so I cut that in half. That makes 3.5, and then I just, you know, subtract or add an inch to where I'm going to start because the letters are 2 inches. So I've gone down 4.5 inches across the windshield, and I've made my marks here, as you can see. So that's going to be the bottom of my decal, and then you know, the width is pretty much 48 inches, so I'm only going to have to keep just a little smudge off both sides to keep it centered. So that works out pretty good. Hopefully it'll look good when it's all done. All right, so now the first thing we want to do is we got to prep the surface. Like I said, I already marked where I want my lower line to be, so I'm going to attempt to clean this vinyl without removing my marks. So now the surface is prepped. I can go ahead and start laying on my vinyl. Now, I'm going to start with the Ford piece on the left side, well, passenger side I should say, and then I'm going to, once I get this laid on, then I'm going to go ahead and take the Performance from the right to the left. That way I know that I'm going to fill the entire area of the vehicle, and I have to, you know, basically take this thing off and trash it because that's what would happen. So I'm going to find the location of where I want that lower portion to be, line it up right with that dot. I'm going to start semi-peeling the backing at this point as well. And so I've got a piece of painter's tape right here, and I'm basically setting my gap, and I'm setting the lower part of the F for Ford right on that line that I created. And you really want this to stick well, because the thing about these is you want them to be pulled tight before you let them stick down. So I want to make sure that these are all going to line up. And then I just push from left to right, ensuring that I keep as much tension on this as I can, and slowly pushing it down. Meanwhile, making sure that my lettering does not drop above or below the line that I want it to be on, which are kind of a little cattywampus there, but I think we'll make it through. And bada bing, the F-O-R-D in Ford. So now, I'll go ahead and peel it and see if it stays on the vehicle. We shall see. If we peel it nice and easy like, should come off. I see one little bubble there, that's not a big deal. There's going to be bubbles especially with vinyl over vinyl. But for the most part, she's looking pretty good. Alright, and I stayed right within the lines of where I wanted it to go. So the Ford Performance is going to look generally straight across, whereas obviously the sun visor has a little bit of an arch on both sides. You know, it's 7 in the middle and it's possibly up to 8 inches over here. We'll find out how that looks here momentarily. Alright, so like I said, now that I got this on here, I'm actually going to start with the Performance over there so I can wrap it back. So if there needs to be a small gap here, that's fine. The key is that I want this same gap from where this F starts for where that E will end. I want that same gap to keep it centered on the vehicle itself. Now this is the key, is to get this lined up and to hopefully keep it pretty close to the baseline there. And you pretty much just gotta stab and go sometimes. There we go. So that's the key, is to make sure that these letters stay on whenever you peel the backing, which this is not doing at all for me. Alright, there we go. Now we got a couple more letters. Little slight spot there where that C did not want to come off the backing, but like I said, nothing that hopefully a little bit of maintenance won't manage. This one is just not coming off either, in a very inopportune spot. Oh, come on. So this takes a little bit of patience, obviously, because I am literally having to peel several layers of... Alright, I got it with my thumbnail, so that's good. Alright, now we got 2 letters in a row that came off. Sweet. 3 letters. Try to rotate this now as it comes closer to over here. besides an O there, we're looking pretty good. So that's what's hard about these things is, you know, you have basically a straight line that you're trying to put onto a contoured position. So, you know, as I started over here, it wanted to just go down at an angle, and same thing with the Ford. So as I was laying it down, trying to keep it at the marks that I made, you know, the 2-inch marks, hopefully it comes out to be somewhat good as I peel this up, and it's kind of sort of got the same contour, but I mean, really that's all we can do. And then we just try to fine tune as we peel it up. Hopefully it doesn't look too awful. We're about to find out. This E is not going to be in good shape, so let's peel it up now and see if I can reposition it while it's well, that worked out. Very nice. I'll work out all the bubbles a little later. I just want to slowly peel this to make sure that all my letters set correctly. And if I can make any adjustments, I will. Minus a couple of small hiccups, it's really not too bad. We'll see what things I can pull out of there, but it looks pretty balanced. I really like the way that it sits on there. Now, if I can just work out a couple of the small creases and stuff, I'm really happy with the gapping on the entire thing. It's not bad, especially for mostly eyeballing it. As you can see, I went a little low here. I couldn't, these ones are like right on, little low and then right on. So possibly a couple millimeters there if you really wanted to get picky. But in general, not a bad go at it. Again, this is a cheap $15 vinyl, so you know, I'll post once I get all these bubbles out and stuff like that. I'll post, you know, how long it lasts, and you know, if it goes to crap in 3 weeks, then we know, hey, don't get the cheap vinyl. But so far, I really like the contrast, and like I said, I got to work the bubbles out, but we don't need to record that. Thanks for tuning in. Let me know if you guys have, you know, any other experience or a way that I could have done this better. But I'm pretty happy with it. Take it easy, y'all.